Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled by lush green fields, there lived a young boy named Rahul. Bright and full of ambition, Rahul had dreams as vast as the open skies. But he faced one persistent struggle. He couldn't control his wandering mind. No matter how hard he tried, his thoughts would drift, pulling him away from his studies and the tasks that mattered most. This inability to focus left Rahul frustrated and disheartened, often falling short of his potential. One day, as Rahul sat under the shade of a grand banyan tree, lost in his thoughts and feeling defeated, an old wise man named Guruji happened to pass by. Guruji noticed the sadness in Rahul's eyes and paused to sit beside him. "What weighs on your heart, my child?" Guruji asked gently. Rahul hesitated for a moment before pouring out his struggles. He spoke of his restless mind, his inability to focus, and how it was holding him back in life. Listening intently, Guruji smiled warmly and said, "Ah, young one, the mind is indeed like a wild horse, restless, untamed, and eager to wander. But do you know, even the wildest horse can be tamed with practice. Let me share a story that may guide you." Guruji began, "Long ago, there was a legendary archer named Arjun. His skill with the bow was unmatched, and his precision in hitting any target made him a legend in his time. One day, a boy approached Arjun, brimming with curiosity, and asked, 'Master, will you teach me the art of archery?' Arjun, seeing potential in the boy, agreed and began mentoring him. The boy worked hard, but Arjun noticed something troubling. His mind wandered constantly. He would aim at the target but get distracted by every sound, sight, or thought. No matter how talented he was, his scattered focus held him back. Determined to teach the boy a valuable lesson, Arjun devised a test. He placed a small wooden bird on a branch far away and said, "Your task is to strike the bird's eye, but there's a rule. You must focus only on the bird's eye. Everything else must fade from your mind." Excited yet nervous, the boy picked up his bow, ready to prove himself. As he took aim, Arjun stopped him and asked, "What do you see?" The boy replied, "I see the bird, the branch, the leaves, the tree, and the sky beyond." Arjun shook his head. "Your mind is scattered. You will never hit the target unless you focus entirely on the bird's eye. Try again." The boy attempted to concentrate, but his thoughts continued to drift. He couldn't silence the distractions. Defeated, he sighed, "I can't do it, master." Arjun smiled knowingly and said, "You can. But to master archery, you must first master your mind. It is like a wild horse, unruly, but with patience and practice, it can be tamed. Keep trying, and one day you will succeed." The boy took his words to heart and began practicing relentlessly. He meditated every morning to quiet his thoughts, learning to silence the noise within. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months as he trained both his body and his mind. When the day of the test arrived again, the boy was a different person. Arjun set up the same wooden bird and asked the same question, "What do you see?" This time, the boy replied with confidence, "I see only the bird's eye, nothing else." Arjun smiled and said, "Now, release your arrow." With steady hands and unwavering focus, the boy released his arrow. It soared through the air and struck the bird's eye with precision. Arjun beamed with pride and said, "You have learned the most important lesson, not just in archery but in life. The ability to focus your mind is the key to achieving any goal." Guruji looked at Rahul and said, "Like that young archer, you too can master your mind. But it takes practice, patience, and dedication. Train your mind to focus on the present, let go of distractions, and channel your energy toward your goals." Rahul listened intently, his heart swelling with hope and determination. Inspired by the story, he decided to change his ways. Every morning, he began practicing mindfulness, meditating to train his mind. He tackled his tasks with renewed focus and commitment, slowly transforming his habits. Over time, Rahul's efforts bore fruit. He became a top student, excelling in his studies and gaining confidence in his abilities. His dreams, once out of reach, began to unfold before him. Rahul often shared the story of Guruji and the young archer with others, inspiring them to believe in the power of focus and determination. Moral of the story is that the mind is a powerful tool, but it can either work for you or against you. To achieve your goals, you must learn to focus your energy, eliminate distractions, and direct your thoughts with purpose. Like a wild horse, the mind can be tamed with patience, practice, and perseverance. Once mastered, There's no limit to what you can accomplish. ThriveX, where growth begins. Don't miss out. Hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon to stay inspired. Together, we'll unlock your full potential.